I have wanted to be an online entrepreneur for a really long time, but the ideas that I felt most drawn to were always a bit exotic, so it was hard for me to find collaborators. I was working this 9 to 5 job, and on the side, all by myself, I would explore these business ideas, but I wasn't motivated to really do the work consistently. I was distracted, and I tried to build accountability mechanisms with my friends and other aspiring entrepreneurs around me, but somehow they always fell apart. I was also terrified of leaving the safety of a job, and I was terrified of putting my face out online to talk about the things I really cared about. So in that time, I went to a Swedish music festival, and it was a wild Burning Man on an island. And ironically, that's where I met this super robust Swedish man. He was standing in the middle of the dance floor topless, super muscular, long blonde beard, long hair. I was a bit intimidated, I'm not gonna lie, but the business that I was building at the time was about learning how to talk to strangers in real life. So I said I should really go up to him and start a conversation and see where it goes. So I gathered my courage, said hi, and we had a great conversation. And at some point I asked him, man, where did you get your confidence? How did you build that aura? And he said, well, there's something called men's work, and you should check out Maniphesto. They do a lot of events in Europe. So I signed up for the newsletter online, started reading, and I could sense that it was more profound than most other things that I could find, even in the personal development space. And I went to an event, and I met a lot of other northern Viking guys, but also just men of all walks of life. And we did some undescribable ritualistic stuff that really helped me break through certain barriers. And so I decided to join a core group, a mastermind group offered by that same organization. And I was put together with a bunch of guys, and that became my container to finally talk about all the things that were holding me back, really formulate my goals. And there was no other agenda in those meetings. That group was not about having fun, being friends, being comfortable, building a product together. It was just about supporting each other on this personal growth journey. And of course, when you talk about your innermost fears and challenges with people that you don't really know, there's bound to be clash. And there was a lot of disagreement. And I, up to this day, don't agree with a lot of things that I said in this group or in this organization. But that's the point. Instead of running away from the conflict, face it and stick with the process, because the container of this group is strong enough to hold tension, hold disagreement. And under that pressure, you are actually forced to really think about what you believe in and to articulate that and express that, and then to defend it in public, but also, of course, in debate with other intelligent men in this group. And oftentimes the ones that you clash with the most actually end up becoming your mentors. And of course, this kind of work is only possible with a very strong frame, and it's almost a military style discipline. And that kind of discipline, you cannot build it, or I could not have built it, at least with my friends. These guys are not exactly friends. These guys are more like a committee, a personal board that I go to take advice on important decisions in my life, that give me feedback, that also hold me accountable. At the end of the week, I report to these guys about whether I've actually done what I said I would do. Have I actually pulled through on my habits? And with that kind of support, I started taking my dreams much more seriously, and I started putting in the work and building the company of my dreams. And now it's there, and that would not have been possible without Maniphesto.